Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Advancement Center, and thank you for joining me up here on the elevated platform of living where your music and your world of magic and miracles live. It's the place where your perspective of everything is at a much higher vibration. So, once again, welcome to your world of magic and miracles. I call out to everyone as family, our family. By now, you must realize the importance of your presence as the charter members of this emerging industry of magic and miracles. I love saying that. And as charter members with firsthand information, we cannot help but be the bearer of good news and good times that are coming via Swisindo and so much more. Our advanced intelligence is opening our vision. We are given the opportunity to have a front row seat, taking an action if we choose, and not having to accept the media's slant. It is with pleasure that I can pass along to you actual happenings, never to be fooled again. Now, this is some new information that my colleague Vidi and I have discovered, and I read it in amazement, and I have to share it with you because we all have to know the real story and not what we've been fed. So I'm going to read this to you. SOE and volunteers. I just realized this is addressed to us. We're the Special Operations Executive. How about that? So at any rate, this Special Operations Executive, or SOE, was a British World War II organization. It was officially formed on the 22nd day of July, 1940, under Minister of Economic Warfare Hugh Dalton, from the amalgamation of three existing secret organizations. Its purpose was to conduct espionage, sabotage, and reconnaissance in occupied Europe, and later also in occupied Southeast Asia against the Axis powers and to aid local resistance movements. So the SOE, the Special Operations Executives, created in 1940, are equipped with many skills. Their main task was to investigate by way of espionage, which aimed to thwart the enemy's plan and intention through strategies such as sabotage, propaganda, and other irregular means to weaken the enemy. Now, UN Swissendo's worldwide volunteers, that's us, have the same purpose: to assist M1 to successfully complete the mission, which means to thwart the enemy's objective that is heading towards World War III. That's not going to happen. With a peaceful offer, the only solution, payment order 1 through 11. The purpose is to free and bring prosperity, equal social justice, and sovereignty to the people of the world. In 2013, UN Swisindo founded the International Volunteer Base Organization through 5 continents: Asia, Africa, Europe, America, and Australia. It began with 20 volunteer members from each continent and has since expanded to over 20 million SOEs. That's Vidi and me, worldwide and growing daily. UN Swisindo mission exploded when the Debt Burden Liberation Certificate was introduced in Indonesia in February of 2016. Now, Swisindo has taken responsibility for all individuals and corporations, including countries. The DBLC, Debt Burden Liberation Certificate, People Power movement began in Indonesia while experiencing economic emergencies along with the rest of the world. It was replete with debt collectors bullying the residents trapped in their debts. The banks, which have also indebted themselves, learned about UN Swisindo and the DBLC very quickly as hundreds and then thousands began submitting their DBLCs. The bank managers and staff can also benefit. You know, they're human too, with personal debts, and they began to support the program. Soon, many banks and finance credit providers stopped asking for repayments from their clients and chose to wait for Bank Indonesia, their central bank, to accept the UN Swisindo program. Now, since the DBLC movement has spread outside Indonesia, this same movement is now happening in other countries and continents, including Laos, America, Africa, India, and the Philippines. An associated and even bigger movement is growing exponentially around the world with the M1 Master Bond Voucher. You know all about that by now, right? You're going to go to Swisindo News and download the M1 voucher. Okay. And this was launched in May 13th last year, 2017. This human obligation guaranteed monthly basic income for life for 7.6 billion people in being embraced around the world. Yes, that's amazing. And now it's including Indonesia, India, Nigeria, Colombia, Ecuador, Germany, Switzerland, Greece, Spain, Russia, Hong Kong, Singapore, Philippines, Turkey, and Brazil. And there's more. Haiti, South Africa, Venezuela, Mexico, Serbia, and on and on. It's amazing. Now, many have received the calling to be in UN Swisindo mission since as early as 2008. They have come from the northeast, south, and west corners of the earth, with the headquarters being in Cirebon, Indonesia. This was the beginning of a unifying bond between the 5 continents and the explosion of the payments 1 through 11 programs. They started with the DBLC and M1 vouchers. And once again, let me show them to you. So this is the DBLC. So it looks familiar when you download it. And you're going to download it and put it in a safe place and stay tuned. And I'll tell you when to take it to the bank, right? And here's the other one. This is the M1 voucher. People all over the world are downloading this. And this is where you put your picture and your thumbprint and you attach it with Gorilla Glue. And then you put this in a safe place. And there is a website online with thousands and thousands of people holding up their vouchers because they want to be counted, and we're all part of the same community. Now, it's no surprise, however, when searching for truths, we find that our history books and much internet information is strangely altered or missing true and factual occurrences. Now, here is a history lesson that has touched so many. It's a rough one. What is President Sukarno and John F. Kennedy's connection to Swisindo? Well, in 1963, the Green-Hilton Memorial Agreement was signed by Indonesian President Sukarno and President John F. Kennedy and William Volcker. He was the Swiss state and bank witness in Geneva, Switzerland. Now, President Sukarno, President John F. Kennedy, and William Volcker. This triangular agreement was done at the Hilton Hotel in Geneva on November 14th, 1963, as part of the U.S. government acknowledgement of the existence of gold bullion from Indonesia, which was to be used as collateral for the U.S. financial world to issue gold-backed U.S. dollars in order to continue to facilitate international trade. The operation was to be conducted by the Swiss government through UBS, the Union Bank of Switzerland. The potential of this agreement led to President Kennedy's executive order on June 4th of that same year, 1963, which provided the Department of the U.S. Treasury the power to issue United States dollars instead of the Federal Reserve. On November 22nd, 1963, 8 days after signing the Green-Hilton Agreement, United States President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. The authority granted to the U.S. Treasury was never carried through. And the public was given to think, well, there is a Warren Commission and we can open it up in 50 years. What? Okay, the intent and purpose of this agreement was to free the American people from the banking cartels and its tyranny and the debt slavery system in which humanity is still caught up today. This freedom was to lead to the financial freedom of the entire world. With the death of President Kennedy and the House arrest of President Sukarno, this plan never came to fruition. It was the framework for the international cooperation that has now resulted in the Swisindo World Trust International Orbit Mission, or, as we like to say, UN Swisindo, who is now carrying out President Sukarno's and President John F. Kennedy's mission and taking it global. That's why I'm part of Swisindo. Remember, I say this every week, things are not getting worse, they're getting uncovered. We must hold each other tight and continue to pull back the veil and see each other as we truly are. And by stepping into that, you have stepped into the new flow. And there is a totally new perspective of life itself, waiting to welcome you to the next reality of the application of magic and miracles in the physical world. The power of each and every human entity will increase enormously in a very short period of time. And the presence of advanced intelligence will be met by this power to enable the world to rise above all negativity and develop a harmony that has never been known before. Once you enter the flow, you will allow the energies to flow into your world and supply everything you need for your body and the operations associated with your everyday life. This includes the future and all that it is about to bring. There is nothing in the words that can be directly associated with this phenomena, but the flow is unique and it can cross all barriers to produce what has never been experienced before. On this day, you will bring into your life many of the phenomena that you have been imagining in your advanced state for many years. And there will be a clear recognition of each and every event as it appears to your reality in the physical world. Now, maintain this flow in all areas of life and beyond, and there will be an explosion of reality that has never been experienced before. All this newness, never been experienced before, and you are at the brink with us. And that's why I'm so happy to address you today. The extensive capabilities of the human species will suddenly appear as the major focus in every person's life, and the intense cooperation in developing conditions that enhance one another will bring new life to the industry of magic and miracles. And this is something I live by. And it's something that Robin and I agreed on, I think, the first day we met, truly. We are now past the point of acceptance of the existence of magic and miracles. And as such, we are in a position to exercise our magic in a real way. In the initial school of magic, there is one outstanding reality that makes magic possible. And that is, there are no rules, there are no methods, and everything works every time. To take this into your physical reality, you must apply it to everything all the time, and this includes your assessment of other people's actions and interactions. If you are determined to live a life of magic and miracles, then you must accept that nothing is wrong, because there is a miracle for every situation and a multitude of unique outcomes that can never be repeated. As our awareness grows to match our advanced intelligence, we will see past the formula that has been put in place in our immense societies, and we will simply move in such a way that we cannot be seen by those who are looking to control our lives. Where there is no agreement or opposition, there is no return signal to feed the mechanisms of control and fear that are in place in the world. Each person is in control of their own world, and the changes in the physical world will greatly assist in maintaining this, even under adverse conditions. Look ahead and listen to the future as you live a life of magic and miracles in the totally random fields of the earth and its celestial partners. The dance and the music will take you away from the troubled world and hold you there forever. There is no need to change anything, but there is a need for you to observe the change, so that it may be solid in physical reality. Every person will experience this change, and each one will observe something different. And this will add to the matrix and develop the complex reality necessary to provide simplicity in everyone's life. Relax and enjoy the calmness of the flow as it massages your body and allows you to perform perfectly in your role in the physical world. On Friday, October 5th, we had to cancel the show due to unforeseen circumstances. And I announced that last Sunday. Yesterday, October 13th, the date of the performance, I wrote in my journal. Great music, magic and miracles alive. This was to be the show at the Marjorie Luke Theater in Santa Barbara. The unforeseen circumstances were clear. The Advancement Center was just a bit too advanced for the musicians who pulled out, leaving us in the $775 lurch for the rental to give everyone an elevated, beautiful stage upon which to share their magic. Is there a readiness for magic? I don't think so. As children, everything was magic, and we didn't need everything defined. In fact, defining took away the magic. What is in that child's memory that you have stored away? Perhaps as we regain our freedom of expression, we not only recognize that child that we were, but we discover so much more when we listen, truly listen to the freedom calling us. Oops. Now here's the accurate report on Magic and Miracles Alive. It was transmitted and gloriously received around the globe. And this is how. Despite the cancellation, Magic and Miracles Alive, I'm going to start that again. Magic and Miracles were very much alive at 1136 La Vista with a backdrop of the canyon and mountains, not limited to a time frame, but for Earthians, approximately 4 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time. 5 of us were the audience, and 6 multi-talented colleagues brought magic, miracles, and some mischief to our outdoor stage. Everything about this production was magical. It was a celebration of all that is being held for all of us, the majestic beings here from our origin. The entire production was transmitted throughout the realms to every corner of the universe. Did you feel it? The director and the producer of this amazing outdoor production wrote the following, which was included in the show. And it's called Magic and Miracles. Thank you, David. Magic and miracles, not affected by time, does not operate on a schedule, pays no attention to yours or mine. They appear when they are ready, like the flower on a plant. It's when you're not looking that they show up and make you dance. They need space before they show up. It can appear to you as time, space to allow all the possibilities that you have seen within your mind. Remove your attention from the situation. Just sit back and relax. And when it's time to look back again, the flower will be looking back. Time and space, space and time, they really don't exist. It's in the world of magic and miracles that to live is purely bliss. In this world where you live, a signal will surely come, lead you to where the flower is blooming, and a smile just as bright as the sun. In the stillness of being exists there a space where magic and miracles are considered commonplace. Let's go there together with our eyes open wide and feel the peace and joy that are always right inside. Pay attention to nothing, just feel the space you're in, the world of magic and miracles you've just entered once again. It's not a terrific picture, but we had a guest here yesterday, and she immediately became part of us. So thank you, Nikki, for catching this. And that's the crew. So, and that just arrived this morning. So thank you, Nikki. And as I sit here remembering yesterday the joy of that production was everything I just spoke about people holding each other tightly and bringing in harmony. And our beautiful Mickey singing and inviting everyone to sing with her. Pardon me, blowing. And also a big thank you to Mickey for so much. And then, of course, our favorite song was sung. It's a wonderful world. At this point, if I had it, I would play it for you, but I don't have it with me. So, I feel each and every one of you. in a magnificent room together. As we share our experience and our gifts, I hear promises to that little one to always hold their hand in ours as we go into our future, the world of magic and miracles. Thank you for your presence. You are always with us. And we wish you perfect life, perfect health, and an extremely magical future. Thank you.